Good day, open hearts, and thank you for being here at the Shell Energy. Before we begin the Tercena of Ik, it feels to me that this is a Tercena that brings a lot of opportunities for growth. Again, I don't want to say challenges, because every challenge has the opportunity for more levels of waking up. But I wanted to come in and talk about what's coming in June, because it feels very important that Ik is the frequencies that are coming in already. And it feels like Ik, which is the beautiful hummingbird, is the one bringing in June. And as we move into June, we can see that relationships are going to be in the front page. Okay, how we talk to each other, most important. How we relate to each other, that's key. And how we do self-inquiry and how we inquire with others, it's also very important. And with this, I was just thinking about, I was just going to ask a question to you for self-inquiry, and I'm inquiring about what you think. Who is your biggest teacher? Who is your guru? Who is your sensei, your maestro or your maestra? And I have asked this question to many people, and you get all kinds of answers all over the place. It's my dog, it's my cat, it's my children, it's my mother, it's my uncle, it's my second grade teacher. She stayed with me and brought me the biggest lessons. And one of my favorite books, what is it? All I ever needed to learn, I learned in kindergarten. It could be a book. What do you think is your biggest teacher? Sorry. But I wanted to ask you, who do you think is your biggest teacher? And I want you to think about that coming into June, walking into Ik, the Tercena of Ik, because all the frequencies that are coming in are going to be carried, it's going to be brought in by Ik, which is the communication, how we relate to each other. So this is important, because what I ask myself, who's my biggest teacher? And I know it's like a cheat. You're going to feel like I'm cheating or something, but to me, the biggest teacher has been life. Life and my journey. Just sometimes it's so difficult that I'm not even standing. I'm on my knees. So I'm not even putting one foot in front of the other. I'm putting my knee, my hand, and my elbow to try to move forward. Maybe after a couple of minutes or days that I was paralyzed, totally paralyzed in fear. But I managed to, maybe with my elbow, my forearm, just continue to move forward. And there are moments in my life, there have been moments in my life that I just jumping and dancing in joy. So to me, the biggest teacher is life. This game of life that we all came to experience. And that's why sometimes I feel like I have people come to me and say that they never wanted to be here, that they want to go home, whatever home is, they believe home is. And that's why sometimes, I understand how people decide to leave, to take exit and use their exit. I see them as X's, marks in the journeys that we ourselves make. We make these little marks. Just pretend you're drawing your journey, and in the journey you take your little light, super magical Sharpie and make little X's. And you gave yourself a couple of exits through your journey, that if you felt that you would not be able to move through with the different plans that you have, with the different goals and challenges that you wanted to move through and experience, you could take exit then. Okay. When we take exit, we also consult with the group, with our soul group that we are sharing at that particular time, you know, in the physical world. And I know, you know, by now you're probably gonna turn it off or something, but this is not very popular, and I understand that, and it's not even popular in my family or friends or neighbors. I do believe, even if a bus hits me down the street, that was my exit plan. And as I selected that exit plan, I checked with my group that whatever exit plan I had, and I will carry through, was going to give everybody else the biggest opportunity to awaken and to experience a higher level of awakening. And of course, you know, these exits are painful, but I see pain as a door, a gateway that is coming to offer you a level of awakening that you didn't know before the pain. Sometimes we get stuck in these suffering cycles and we miss the doorway, the gateway of the pain. And suffering is okay. Some people experience it for a long time, but suffering is just that resistance that we put in life, you know, when we decide in our mind, because all this suffering comes from our mind, we decide in our mind that things are not supposed to be the way they are in front of us, or that things are supposed to be different. So that's the resistance, and that's when we create suffering, and then it starts replicating and multiplying. And then, you know, because some people identify, and I'm identify with it, and receive some sort of back and forth feedback that they might like at some level, they continue with this suffering. But anyway, this video is not about suffering. I'm going out in the branches of the tree already. Let me come back. I wanted to talk about relationships and communication. So with me letting you know that, to me, the biggest teacher, guru, maestra is life. Life is my biggest maestra, because through this life I have met the most incredible people. I have experienced wonderful and not so wonderful things. I'm sorry if I sound like passing judgment, but you know how it is. There are experiences that I have no idea what I was thinking when I created this, co-created, you know, we co-create this, but they have brought me here. And I want you to know that the biggest gateways, I want you to see relationships, because when the beginning, I started reading tarot and everything, everybody's relationships and money and relationships. But relationships are gigantic doorways. They are coming in to present to you a doorway with a beautiful mat that you can just welcome, step here and go through. Relationships present us with a doorway for us to either walk through and step up to a higher way of being. And I'm not talking good or bad, just higher, or vibrationally speaking, like music notes, you know, higher. Or you can step through and go lower to a level of density that is different than up here. So relationships are here to present to us these gateways. And I found that it's easier, and of course, doesn't always work for me, because I have to pause and take a breath and remember. When you walk around and remember your true nature, and as you remember your true nature, you remember the others' true nature. And remember, the others are just other selves, you and other journey. And when you do that, when you walk around, first of all, without expectations, when you walk around with expectations, you're no longer in the present moment. Drop the expectations, drop the things shouldn't be that way, things should work out this other way, or how dare, those self-righteousness stuff. That is all attached to personalities. So when you come and try to engage with your other selves, with all the other people in the planet, when you try to engage, see them as their true nature. See them as the highest state. That they are just playing in personality and roles. Okay, some people are here to play the role of a mother. Some people are here to play a role of a terrible, nasty, whiny teenager. I don't know. But these relationships bring to you doorways with an invitation to step through and engage. Okay, and self-inquiry is very important, because not only you ask yourself, show me, what can I see here that is important for me, for my, for growth, to awaken. Because to me, the whole process of experiencing life is to wake up. Just to wake up. That's it. So we move around with our other selves, and the other selves are at different states of awakening. And some are a little more sleepy than others, but that's just the way, it's played. So when you engage with others and you see them without expectation of what this relationship is going to bring, what this conversation is going to bring, you just present yourself with your highest self and seeing their true nature, their highest self. Things go so much better. Okay, and when you are having a little bit of a trouble seeing that state of the person, sometimes it helps me to see them as babies or toddlers, because babies are so beautiful. I love the babies. The babies are beautiful. Babies smell good. Babies sound good. I did have a child that had 3 months of colic, but she sounded good too. So sometimes I see them like that. If there is someone, I guess was beautiful Ram Dass that says, you think you're enlightened, go spend time with your family. And that's been my experience. You like, whoa, you try to see them as their best self, which sometimes I see them as a beautiful 6-7-year-old child. And this could be an adult in their 70s, just so that you can open your heart. Once you open your heart, then you start flowing, and this is another thing I do before and during. Sometimes if there's a table like that, I do this under the table to have your heart frequency flow. So you want to do figure eights. Okay, if you need a little push of your heart to open with this conversation. So here I am just to let you know that relationships are a doorway. Okay, they are here to offer you the opportunity to step up to a higher level of vibration, of a higher level of being. Depending on how you want to play, that's the only control you have. You showing up as your true self, which is your organic nature, you, without the personality, without the ego. And if you are feeling like, oh, I'm judging this person, you can say that. I'm so sorry. I'm judging you. I apologize. Let me step back and pick up where I left and continue. I wouldn't be offended if somebody says that. I am saying this is wrong. I'm doing something wrong. And show up also thinking that you don't have all the answers. You don't need to have all the answers. It's okay not to know. And also understand that it's okay that you come into this meeting with this person, and it's okay that the other person gives you information and you understand that the information you had was not correct, that she or he is giving you a different level of seeing things, a different way of seeing things that will make things better for you, and understand something that you thought you knew and you were wrong. Okay, so be willing to be wrong. It's okay. It's okay. That's how we grow. Okay, it's okay not to know. And it's okay to come into the table and say, okay, let's talk. This is a doorway. Let's move through it the best we can. Remember, relationships, even when they are painful, and pain is a huge catalyst to a high level of awakening. If we don't get stuck in the suffering cycle, because pain, comes in with the landing pad of suffering. But suffering is because we're trying to make something out of what we have in front that is not. We want something to be different, but that's not about. I'm going back there again with the suffering. I wanted you to make sure that you understand, when you're engaging with other people, these are incredible opportunities for growth. And when we drop the personalities and the roles, and you dropped the self-righteousness or judgment is a big one. When you drop that and you present yourself in kindness, in compassion, without judgment, and willing to be wrong, you might be wrong, it's fine, things will go much, much better. Present yourself as your true nature, and you can ask to see the others through nature as well, because you're showing up like that. Let me think about what else is coming up. As you present with your true nature, you open your heart. And as you open your heart, you start seeing the other with the eyes of your heart. And this allows the other, it gives permission to the other to do the same. So that's what is very important, moving in through June and walking through this TERCENA coming in of Ik, to just embrace life with open arms, because life has been, my experience, is the biggest teacher you have. I have. Okay, so life is it gives you the biggest lessons, the biggest experiences. And yes, it's been difficult sometimes, but sometimes I just take a breath and I say, well, if I put this orchestration together with the other cells, it's because there was an opportunity, or there is an opportunity here that is going to open me up more, bring my heart to a bigger level of awakening. So yes, this is how I am asking you to move through with your relationships coming up through this TERCENA and moving into June. It's looking like there is going to be a very easy, it's looking, they're showing me like sandpaper, so it's going to be friction, a lot of friction. So sandpaper smooths things out. So your sandpaper is your true nature, calling in the true nature of the other. And remember, this is not real. What you talking about? You're real. I'm seeing things. I see everything. Of course, this is real. Well, everything that you see in the physicality was once in somebody else's mind. It was an idea. And everything that you see, also it was created first through an idea. But the thing is, everything that you see around was something else before that. And before that was something else and something else. And so this isn't real. What is real is what doesn't change. And what doesn't change is the love. The love doesn't change. And love doesn't hurt. If it hurts, it's not love. So that's when self-inquiry comes in, and you start figuring out what this is that I'm calling love. So even when people take exit, the love stays. And through this love, that there is a continuation of the relationship with the son and the mother, with the spouse, with the child, the past. There is a continuation. It doesn't continue when we decide that we lost them, that they have moved on and our relationship stopped. That's just, a belief that we decided is done, stop, no more. And we miss them and suffer. Yes, we miss them, we miss the physicality. However, the relationship doesn't stop. If we want to stop it, we create that belief system that says, death is the end. But anyway, it's coming up as a very strong communication, Tercena and month of June. So I'm telling you, you can continue these conversations with a person here in this plane or in the other side of the veil. And a lot of us have been told that our imagination was just that is just an imagination and we just use it to draw or something. But think about everything you see around. This began with imagination, and imagination is the state, it's a level, very high state of godhood. It's one of the biggest keys when we start creating, because in this new grid, we are not longer doing this manifestation stuff, which is just recycling the all. We are using imagination to bring forth the new creations, the new ways of being, and the new ways of interacting with each other. So I would like you to remember, show up with a joyful heart and in kindness, with compassion, without expectations, without judgment, to every encounter that you're gonna have with another. And just remember, the other is just another you. The other person is having different experiences because that person and then you having these experiences, all that is making everybody grow. So I hope that helps you coming up in the Tercena of Ik, which is hummingbird. And there's still no hummingbird icon. So I have to write to someone to draw a hummingbird icon. Thank you so much for coming with an open heart and open mind. Thank you so much for your shares, your subscribes, and send this to somebody that you think it will be useful. If you feel that you need support, send me a text, an email, call, and I will see if I can prepare something for you just to support you through this. Okay? Thank you so much for coming. Remember, we are the angels. Divine blessings. Namaste.